Welcome back everybody, Matt the Bat here, hope you're doing well. So today is the 20th anniversary of Mystic River. The movie came out October 15th, 2003. Directed by Clint Eastwood, based on a book by Dennis Lehan. I love this movie. I think this is one of my, if not probably my favorite Clint Eastwood directed film that he has done. He had a 1-2 punch, no pun intended, between 2003 and 2004 with Mystic River and then $1 Million Baby, hence the punch. But I have always loved this movie. I didn't see this in theaters. It came out this October 03. I was only in middle school. But when it came out on video, I remember renting it and immediately loving it. The acting in this movie is still, I think, some of the best acting I've seen in 20 years. Sean Penn as Jimmy, the main lead, the one whose daughter gets killed. I still think to this day, I have never seen such a phenomenal performance by an actor than Sean Penn in this movie, who went on to win the Academy Award for Best Actor that year. And rightfully so, because there is a moment in this movie, and yes, part of it could be the music, the score that Clint Eastwood himself composed, where the score starts to swell up more and more. But it's the scene in this movie that to me is still one of the best acted performances I think I've ever seen. And it deals with Sean Penn. It's early on in like the first act of the movie. They're still trying to locate the daughter of Sean Penn, trying to found in Boston, ain't working. And finally, Kevin Bacon, who plays Sean, is the cop, the police detective, on the case, looking for her. And Sean finally finds the body. He finds out that Jimmy is trying to get through, trying to find his daughter on his own. And it's all these cops, Boston cops, there's a set in Boston, grab him, trying to, hold him back. The last thing you want is the parent to get in there, and then the shit's really gonna hit the fan. And the cops are holding him back. Sean comes walking up, looking at Kevin Bacon, and he's just looking at Jimmy, Sean Penn, just looking at him. And it almost, every time I watch this, it makes me cry. And Sean Penn just looks at Kevin Bacon, and he says, "Is that my daughter in there? Sean, is that my daughter in there?" And Kevin Bacon doesn't nod, doesn't say anything. He just looks at Sean Penn. Just look. And now a little quickly, Sean Penn's Jimmy, Sean, Kevin Bacon, and Dave Boyle, played by Tim Robbins. They're all three childhood friends. They've grown up since childhood. So they all have a connection. And one thing that Sean Penn still is that my daughter in there. The cops are holding him back, and like Kevin Bacon just not saying anything. And all of a sudden, you can see Sean Penn just lose it. Just lose it. And every time I watch that scene, I cry. Not because we got to know the daughter so well, who was played by Emmy Rossum, who at that time was having a really huge career between Mystic River, The Day After Tomorrow, and The Phantom of the Opera that she was in with Gerard Butler. She was about to go become a bigger actress. I think she tried out for like The Princess Diaries, the Les Miserables movie. Yeah, she got that show on Shameless on Showtime, but he never became a huge actor. But that moment that Sean Penn breaks down is still one of the best moments in film I have ever seen. Also, we can't forget about Tim Robbins, who plays the other friend. And this character is the one who is all messed up. We see in the opening, two guys come up pretending to be cops. Dave Boyle, Tim Robbins, in the car, keep them for 4 days, so they basically kidnap them. Child molesters, basically, pedophiles, and keep them. He finally gets away, but because of those 4 days, he is completely screwed up. He is so screwed up it's not even funny. Even though he did end up marrying, he has a kid. But Tim Robbins ended up winning the Best Supporting Actor award. And once again, some people might argue who Sean Penn, Tim Robbins. They both won that year. And Tim Robbins also gives a phenomenal performance. There are moments you feel sorry for him. There are moments you think maybe he's the one that killed Katie, Emmy Rossum. There are moments like this monologue he has about vampires. Vampires. He says that to his wife, played by Marcia Gay Harden. He talks about vampires. Henry and George. That's were their names. Henry and George. They were vampires. And they took Dave. And it's a chilling moment. It's almost scary. This guy seems completely unhinged at this point. And it's just a chilling moment. But at the end of the day, you also still feel sorry for him because of what he went through. And like I said, this whole movie, you're wondering, did Tim Robbins' character kill this girl by accident because he's so screwed up? And, the cops like Kevin Bacon and Laurence Fishburne and the other cop, who at this time, other than for The Matrix, I really hadn't seen Laurence Fishburne in any other movie. So this was another one. You also have Laura Linney in here playing Sean Penn's wife in the movie. And then you got Harris Brothers, who Brendan Harris was dating Katie, Emmy Rossum's character, played by Tom Gilroy, who everyone should know who this actor is. Smalls! Go to second! You're killing me, Smalls! You're killing me! Yes, Smalls from The Sandlot is Brendan Harris in this movie. He's the older brother. He gives a good performance. He got Spencer Strait Clark as Little Ray Harris, Silent Ray, the one with the hockey stick. At this time, this actor was huge, coming off of Unbreakable and Gladiator. It was like, dude, you go from Gladiator, Unbreakable, to now doing a Clint Eastwood movie? Come on. They give good performances. But like I said, this movie, Eastwood, one thing I always say, the job of a director is to direct your actors. Sean Penn, to me, is one of the greatest performances in his career, and really in the past 20 years. Tim Robbins definitely gives one of his best performances in his whole career. People also forget that Marcia Gay Harden, as playing Tim Robbins' wife, Celeste, gives probably the most underrated performance that people don't talk about as much in this movie. The music, the score, is great in this film, and it was composed by Clint Eastwood. I think this is still Clint Eastwood's one of his best directed films. And the cinematography, I love how most of the movie, a lot of the shots especially when Tim Robbins' character is in shadow. Most of his face is in shadow. To the point that then near the end of the movie, we start to see Sean Penn's character start having half of his face in the shadows. And it just starts to show this ooh man, and even the end result, I won't go into it, the end result is tragic on a number of levels. Also, at this movie being 2 hours and 20 minutes, it moves really, really quickly. Well-paced movie. My only negative with this entire movie is Kevin Bacon, Sean. He's obviously separated from his wife. We never really know the whole story. But throughout the movie, he keeps getting these phone calls from his estranged wife. He doesn't talk at all. He just calls. And it happens throughout the movie, and I'm just like, that's the only part of this whole movie that to me, cut it out. Cut out. Have it at the beginning and then have it at the end. And then that's it. You don't need to have a couple more throughout the movie. Overall, I think this is a phenomenal movie. Can't believe it's already been 20 years. Sean Penn gives a great performance. Tim Robbins gives a great performance. And this is one of those movies that was up for Best Picture. It was between Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, and Mystic River. And I'm going to tell you something. I love my Lord of the Rings. I love Return of the King. But I'll say it right now. If Mystic River ended up winning Best Picture, or at least Best Director, for Clint Eastwood, I would have been 100% tip my hat off to you. He deserves it. I think this is one of his best films. He ended up winning the next year for $1 Million Maybe Best Picture, Best Director. Morgan Freeman won Best Supporting Actor. Hilary Swank won Best Actress. But he directed a phenomenal movie here. So, have you seen Mystic River? For the 20th anniversary, I highly recommend it. Matt the Matt here.